Bitcoin is creating a new CME gap over this weekend, and yes, in 2 days it's time for the US elections and Trump is massively dropping in the odds right now. So on today's update video, I'm gonna be explaining about what is currently the most important things to look at for Bitcoin, including the most important support levels, the most important charts that are telling us something about what is likely to happen in Q4, so in November and December. So I'm gonna be discussing all the crucial information on today's update video. And with that being said, guys, don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes. It will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. So first of all, I want to be pointing out the fact that we're creating a new CME gap over the course of this weekend, trading around $69,577. And yes, like we have been creating many of those over the past weekends, we're expecting that likely Bitcoin is going to be trading around that CME close price. But of course, we never know exactly. And what we think for certain is that whether we're going to be trading above it or below it, likely on the Monday, we're just going to come back towards that price here. So that is what I'm expecting for the weekend for Bitcoin. Yesterday, we saw about $55 million worth of Bitcoins flowing out of that spot Bitcoin ETF from the US. This is the first outflow of many great days of major inflow. Yes, in the end of the day, this isn't necessarily all too bad for the market, since if we're just looking at this chart, guys, the cumulative flows, so the total inflows on that spot Bitcoin ETF, it's going absolutely exponential. And this, what we're currently seeing, is only an ever so slight pushback, but like we've seen in many previous occasions, this is a very normal thing to be happening in that spot Bitcoin ETF flows. And if we're going to be looking at the bigger perspective for Bitcoin, of course, we do know that the previous all-time high basically got us rejected this time around here, and this previous major level of resistance also was not able to hold us up here. But currently, we're seeing that Bitcoin is basically retesting this major previous level of resistance. Here also got us rejected, now flipping into support. So if Bitcoin breaks below $69,000, we're of course going to be breaking below this level right here. But until we're not breaking below this level, I don't really see a big reason to be panicking on Bitcoin. And it's all more than likely that we're just going to be seeing a bounce from off this level, since this has been major previous resistance, which is now exactly flipping into support for Bitcoin. So ultimately, in my opinion, that is looking very bullish. Then also on the 2-day time frame, we're still creating that bull flag pattern. And like you can see from all these previous charts, guys, always whenever Bitcoin creates a bull flag pattern in the beginning year of the bull market, we tend to see the start of the bull market really getting started. And in all honesty, that is also what I'm currently expecting. And like we do now also, in exactly 2 days from now on, we're going to be having the start of the US election. And heading in towards the election right now here, the odds of Trump winning are actually heavily decreasing. And now he's only leading Harris by about 16% here. And this is, of course, quite important. And I believe that betting markets are the best way to predict this election, because betting markets are extremely liquid. They can change very quickly if Trump says a bad thing or Harris says a bad thing or good thing, you know, so it can change very quickly. And I think this is going to be definitely the leader in the market in terms of what the results are going to be here. And of course, like we do know, Trump is quite bullish on Bitcoin. So if he's going to be winning, that's going to be quite good for the market, in my opinion. And if we just historically know here, after that US election, the Bitcoin price usually goes the most exponential. So in all honesty, it doesn't really matter who's going to be winning if we're looking at the previous data at least, but we're at least going to be seeing a massive increasement in price after the US election. And of course, most certainly, if Trump is going to be winning, the market is likely going to be pumping very heavily, since he said so many pro-crypto things here. And yes, on the bigger perspective, on the daily time frame, we're creating a major downward sloping resistance line, which we already have broken above of, flipped that level in support, and now are seeing a push towards the upside. And what you can also see is that previous range high is currently getting retested as support. So ultimately, if we're just looking at the charts, Bitcoin is looking very good here. And you can see that historically, if we're just also going to compare it towards last year, November and December are very strong months here. And October already closed very strongly in the green for Bitcoin. And now November is here, and we're likely going to be seeing that next exponential push towards the upside. And in all honesty, I think Bitcoin isn't all looking too bearish right now here. And just like I said, if we're going to be looking at the performance from the previous times we had a US election, the first time we had plus 10,000%, then the election in 2016, it was plus 2,500%, and then in the election of 2020, we had about plus 400%. And yeah, this time around, we're expecting, of course, the gains are going to be less big here. But if it's already only going to be like like 100 to 200%, it's already going to be extraordinary in terms of performance. And in all honesty, the Bitcoin charts are looking very strong right now here. And also the chart of Bitcoin is looking good, but the chart of Tether looks to be breaking down right now here, the Tether dominance. And always whenever Tether dominance is dumping, it basically means there is a lot of retail interest and in general interest in the market to be buying crypto. And at the same time at this market right now here, we're starting to see that there is a lot of interest from whales. And guys, if you want to be trading Bitcoin or any altcoins, and I'm going to be going in depth about why I think trading altcoins is the best thing to do right now. Don't forget to check out Blofin in the link description of today's video, because starting today, there's actually an insane deposit bonus currently ongoing where you can literally get a free Rolex. So if you want to be winning a free Rolex, all you need to do is go to the link description of today's video, sign up an account to Blofin, and like you can see on this chart right here, the more trading volume you get here, the more rewards you're getting. You can get a free iPhone 15, you can get a Nintendo Switch, you can get a Rolex and all these other things here. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to check it out in the link description of today's video. And on top of that, you're also going to get some other insane deposit bonuses if you right now sign up an account to Blofin. And like I said earlier, guys, I believe altcoins are likely going to be popping anytime soon here, because all the data provides us right now is that likely altcoin season is going to be happening in the coming like 30 to 40 days here. And an exchange that has listed many altcoins is of course Blofin. So if you want to be trading those altcoins, don't forget to check out Blofin in the link description of today's video. But basically, all the data is proving right now the fact that likely we're going to be seeing the Bitcoin dominance breaking down here. And whenever the Bitcoin dominance is going to be starting to be breaking down here, guys, we are most likely going to be seeing, of course, that altcoin season really going to get started. And it usually starts around 1050 days after the Bitcoin bottom. It usually tends to start, of course, whenever the Bitcoin dominance does break down here. And more importantly, it tends to start about 224 days after the Bitcoin halving. And that is about where we're right now here. So we're like 20 to 30 days out here. And whenever this is going to be happening, we're of course going to see major volatility. So on the 12-hour time frame, Bitcoin is actually looking quite strong here. I never believe a chart is going to go up in a straight line here. And this time around, we're just seeing a slight little retest, a come down here back towards a major level of support here. So you can see here major resistance, major resistance, major resistance, and this is right now the next support which we are flipping into towards. So that is ultimately looking very strong here. You can see on the bigger perspective that, yeah, this is clearly the major resistance we need to be breaking above of, but ultimately we're trading in an uptrend. And yes, on the MACD, we're also crossing bullish, and we're just seeing a major continuation towards the upside, and things are just looking very strong in my opinion. On the daily time frame as well, we're seeing this major downward sloping resist line getting broken right now here. And actually, while we've seen a slight little wick on the top side, I don't really believe we should be all too bearish on Bitcoin right now here, since on the monthly time frame as well, the close is just looking ultimately so bullish right now here. So yes, I think this is one of the worst timings to be actually fading the market. In exactly 2 days, we're going to be having the US elections, and if one thing is going to be shaking up the markets, it's definitely going to be being the US election. I've personally bet more than 100k on this election myself as well, so hopefully Trump is going to be winning. But anyways, I'm just going to be seeing how it's going to be playing out here, but this is definitely going to be the catalyst for the upcoming week here, guys. The upcoming week is going to be highly volatile with this US election about to be happening. All the data provides it. So guys, thank you so much for watching.